My name is Scott Melcher. I am the president of the 83rd Oregon Logging Conference, and this year's theme is Family, Friends, and Forestry.
And my name's Blake Manley. I teach forestry and natural resources at Sweet Home High School. We've partnered with the Oregon Logging Conference to bring you 2 exciting episodes about the logging profession. So join us as we shadow professionals working in their everyday job.
This episode is going to follow the life of a log truck driver. It isn't easy, and these are some of the heroes of the logging industry. Let's meet some extraordinary people doing this occupation, only here on Manley Jobs.
If it's Blake Manley's truck, it says Blake Manley on the door, but it may not be Blake Manley driving that truck.
And as the logs settle, your wrappers loosen up. That's the struggle right now, is he's close, so he has to be particular in what logs he puts on so they can maximize the most amount of weight on the load.
It's a historic year as far as the wildfires.
A lot of drivers that care about their job, it's an extension of themselves. It's what they put into their truck, what they think looks amazing.
Log truck driving doesn't start or end in the woods. It begins by maintaining your log truck, which is the most important part of the job. So let's begin here with the Bryson family, hard at work at the shop.
One of the things about driving a log truck is that it's not always safe, but we make it as safe as possible. So Ryan, kind of walk through what you guys are doing right now to your trailer.
So as far as the trailer goes right now, Blake, all we're really doing is I had to change some rub irons on my trailer, which are right here. They're just pads so your bunks can go back and forth, so they can turn, gives it a surface to glide on instead of rubbing metal to metal. Changing the compensator bushing in the trailer for the compensator. You're looking at your brakes, you're looking at your slack adjusters, your U-bolts on your springs, see if they're tight or not, see if they're loose. You can check your slack adjusters. Get on a creeper and we can go down and we can see our lining on our shoes. Your U-bolts are right here. You're always checking your U-bolts. Check underneath, tire pressure. You want to make sure all your lights work, which we'll check later when we plug the truck into it. Just go through, wiggle and shake, make sure everything's nice and tight and nothing's broke.
What's the function of this guy?
So that's a lift strap. So basically that's what the shovel uses to take your trailer off to load your truck. And that can be adjusted back and forth to whatever balance you want your trailer. If you want it tipping a little high or low, whatever it's going to be, that's why all those holes are there for an adjustment for it.
A little bit on what you're looking at when you're maintaining your engine.
So on the engine, again, you're looking for your checking lines, make sure there's no leaks. You've got lines going in and out. You've got electrical stuff. You want to make sure you have no wire rub, especially on new motors, because they're all computerized now. So you get a major wire rub and it can shut your whole engine down. On the front, making sure they're good and tight. You're looking at your fan. Very important stuff is your braking system. I mean, once again, you're just going around and you're eyeballing everything, checking all your steering components, making sure nothing is loose. On the weekends, they get a little more intensive, I guess you could say.
Once it's clean and ready, it's time to hit the road and go to work. Log truck driving isn't an 8 to 4 job. All truck drivers get an early start. We started at 3 a.m. following the Bryson family.
hours of a truck driver and the challenges that come with it. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. We're backing a log truck up 10-foot wide road with an 8-foot wide log truck. And as per usual, the truck driver is killing it. Spot on, no mistakes, and I'm just trying to stay out of the way. There you go.
Thank you.
The objective for every log truck is to arrive at the job safely, get loaded quickly, and head down the road so you can come back and get another one.
3.5 and 2. You have to have that want to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning and spend all day in a truck and do what we do. And there's people that do it earlier. I mean, you know, just like that, the loggers are all here before us, so they're getting up earlier and, you know, they stay till late, so we have logs in the morning. You can have a set schedule or what time, you know, you need to get this many loads or you need to do this, and you can get to the mill and it'll be backed up for 2 hours in there, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Drivers take on all shapes and sizes. Let's meet Ashton Stutzman, one of the young guns of log truck driving.
My morning started at about 3 o'clock this morning. Got up and got the coffee going. Got the truck warmed up, and this job is close to home. Didn't have to go very far. You don't know what your day is going to end up like till you start getting loaded. I make 33% of what the truck makes. Some guys are paid hourly. Road conditions can change quickly, especially in the wintertime. You don't get that experience unless you do it. And then as you're loading, I got a scale meter in here. Part of one of those plugs was to hook up my electronic scales. So this truck is licensed for 80,000 pounds. That's what I try and load to is 80,000. 3.5 and 1. You grab your ticket, put a brand on, throw 2 wrappers, and then we'll come around here and I'll throw my other 2 real quick, and then we can go to town. Get them a little bit tighter. Make sure that load's secure.
Gotta keep rolling, gotta keep rolling.
Okay, we're ready to go to town.
Gotta keep rolling night and day. Day and night.
Leaving the unit.
My daddy was a trucker, my son's a trucker's son. Love that rig I'm driving and the high. I said the high, Lord, the highway that I'm on. I gotta keep rolling, rolling, rolling. Gotta keep rolling. Gotta keep rolling night and day. Day and night.
Mimi's fear became the reality. Every driver hates being backed up at the mill, and today, that's precisely what happened.
Pretty busy right now because they're low on operators. All the burnt wood that's coming in, the mills are just getting slammed with it. It's kind of just the luck of the draw of what's going on, but right now it's just a sit and wait game.
While we waited, we had an opportunity to talk with Casey Roscoe. She explained about the current situation of burnt wood.
This year is an unprecedented year. It's a historic year as far as the wildfires that were in Oregon. And so what we're seeing this year is so many burnt logs coming in. And the good news is we can use them. But the important part is, in order for us to run them through our mill, they have to only be burnt on the bark. So every single truck full of burnt logs that come in, we have to lay out those logs in a flat way and scale them. So we have to have people physically look at them to see if they've been burnt further in than just the bark. And because that takes a longer period of time than unloading and this whole process in the log yard, is taking longer than it would otherwise.
After finally getting unloaded, it's time to get back on the road. Mimi shows us how to load the trailer to get back to the logging site as fast as possible.
We unhooked the trailer. We're getting ready to lift it up so we can put it back on the truck because we don't pull it back empty. So now I just have to back the truck up underneath the trailer. And now I'm going to pull up onto the scale. And that's it.
Wouldn't you say that log trucks are probably one of the most publicly recognized parts of forestry, logging, all that?
Absolutely. Everybody sees them. Hardly anybody really gets to get out in the woods to see a logging side where the trees are being cut, yarded, and loaded. But everybody sees them going up and down the highway. That's exactly right. That's the face of the industry.
What's one of the challenges you see in the truck driving industry right now?
Well, the biggest challenge is drivers. Being able to find someone that is a good driver, someone that can represent you as if it's Blake Manley's truck, it says Blake Manley on the door, but it may not be Blake Manley driving that truck. All drivers are subject to a random sample of either alcohol or drugs, and we can't have that. You know, we can't have someone that tests positive for either one of those. And then you want to have drivers that don't have accidents on their records or tickets on their records, because that makes the insurance go up really, really high for the owner of that truck.
If this is what you want to do for a living, I would highly recommend that you get your CDL at 18, because then you can get in with somebody and get some experience, because that's what the insurance companies want, is they want experience. And being a younger person, they are more of a risk level as far as the insurance companies are concerned. And you know, there's a lot of 18, 19-year-old kids out there that can run circles around a lot of people.
People are like, oh my gosh, that's so cool, you drive log truck. And it's like, it's really not that cool that I drive log truck. It's just, it's different. It's something that people are not used to seeing. Just the same as if a guy goes out and does nursing. You know, most people think that that's a girl's job, but it's not. It's if they have a passion for it, go out and do it. It doesn't matter. So that's kind of how I look at everything. So
here we are.
Come on in.
Yep, this is Roseboro. Oh man, that's about a perfect load. Don't get much better than that. Thank you. You get up early, you get loaded early, you get to the mill early, so you can get a good day in. That's how you make your money. As simple as that. So we're gonna head back to the brush and we're gonna have time for another load.
The first step once you arrive at the job site is taking off the trailer. This may seem like a simple step, but is in fact one of the most dangerous parts of the loading process.
Okay, so what happens after he takes the trailer off? He'll put it down. You're gonna hook this tongue up to the trailer, to the main frame. Okay, these chains are put on for safety to keep the trailer and the truck together just in case something were to happen. Then the second step is these hoses are connected to his brakes in the back. They come through the hoses to right here. This hooks up to his truck so that he can control his brakes to his trailer from the truck. What's the penalty for being overweight?
Depends on how much you're overloaded. That's two different tickets. You get an overload ticket and you get a permit violation for being on your extended weight permit. You could be overloaded by 1,000 pounds, and when you break that down, it could be $1 or $2, but yet it costs you $150 to try to get that little bit of extra weight.
That's the struggle right now, is he's close, so he has to be particular in what logs he puts on so they can maximize the most amount of weight on the load. by Oregon law, you have to have 4 wrappers on your load. So what we'll do is we'll throw 2, you'll put a binder on the other side. So after you put it on, you say, oh, that's a little too loose. I'll bite off a little more so that it's nice and firm, and then you just give her a good pull down. Wrapped up.
Perfect.
Is that right? Is that right, Brian?
That's right. He did amazing.
Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. Are we gonna do what they say can't be done? We've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. I'm eastbound, just watch no bandit run. Keep your foot hard on the pedal, son, never mind them brakes. Let it all hang out, cause we got a run to make.
So what Ryan's doing is, as you go down the road and your log truck shakes and your trailer shakes, the logs settle. Okay, and as the logs settle, your wrappers loosen up. And so after a few miles, you're out of the way, you're in a good safe spot. The truck driver always stops, tightens his wrappers back up so that he's keeping that load nice and tight.
Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. Are we gonna do what they say can't be done? We've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. I'm eastbound, just watch our bandit run. Old Smokey's got them ears.
Mimi has already taken off 2 of her wrappers, the 2 middle ones, but left the 2 on the outside. This is a safety deal so that the logs don't roll off and kill anyone. So this is a 988, this is the bigger of the 2 machines that they have. He's gonna put his forks all the way in. He's gotta make sure they get all the way to the back. Otherwise, when they come down, they'll grab the log. So he goes all the way in, clamps it down. Now Mimi's gonna hustle, grab both of her wrappers. You'll watch as they get undone. She pulls it over. Now she's gonna get the front one, pull it over. She'll then get out of the way. He's gonna lift it up. Now he's got all the logs all in one big group. So he's gonna take them and put them wherever they're putting that smaller diameter wood for today.
You know, I got a wife and 2 little boys, so
Oh wow.
that's nice to be able to be home in the evenings, you know, and spend some time with them.
I like being out in the woods. It's quiet, it's peaceful, there's not a lot of stuff going on. It's just kind of you and Mother Nature and hauling logs, and I can't think of anything else that I'd rather do.
Then you see the most beautiful sunrise or whatever, and it's like, that's why I'm doing this. I love what I do.
In this episode, we followed Mimi, Ryan, and Ashton and learned what it took to be a truck driver. It's a go, go, go life. You can earn up to $75,000 a year as a log truck driver, about $300 a day. But in order to do it, you need a CDL. In order to get a CDL, you have to pass a physical, you have to be randomly drug tested, and you need a clean driving record. That's part of the reason why there's a shortage right now. That's why Manley Jobs partnered with the Oregon Logging Conference to bring you this episode. We hope you choose log truck driving for your future.